Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to basically my 2016 Thanksgiving movie review. And like I said, I was going to review this for Thanksgiving, and at the same time reviewing it for the giving the 20th anniversary movie review of Beauty and the Beast, of the classic 1991 masterpiece. Yep. I love Beauty and the Beast. It is, I would say, like the Lion King that I reviewed some time ago. That's an animated masterpiece. This one is too. It's one of the most classic Disney films of all time, and I I, I for the ones that came out with anime films like this, like the Lion King among others, it's definitely one of the best. It's definitely the most classic, and it's a hell of a masterpiece, I would say. Just like the Lion King, this is too. And it was released in 1991, the year I was born, and a lot of good films came out of the year 1991. Which, actually, I will say that for another time. I was thinking about, what review the film, well, not review, but look at what the films of the year you were born in. Yeah. But this is one of them. And I'm going to can't believe it's been 25 years since this film was released. Thanksgiving holiday. So I'm giving the 25th anniversary / Thanksgiving movie review it deserves. And what can I say about Beauty and the Beast? I've already given my thoughts about for the 2017 live action remake. I look forward to seeing it. But everyone would say everyone probably would say this is still better. I would still say it's still better. The anime films are still better than live action remakes, of course. And this was the film they came out to. It was a great animated film of its time, and it got all the it was everybody praised this. It was so, especially for the critics, they all critically praised it so much. It's just definitely one of the best of the Disney fairy tales as well. I mean, what more can I say about this? I mean, everybody knows the story of Beauty and the Beast. Everyone knows it. And the film, okay, besides for all the praise that it's got, has an 8.0 on IMDb and has a 93% Rotten Tomatoes, and it was very successful. One of the highest grossing films of 1991. At the time, it made over at the time when it came out, it made over 300 million worldwide. And then in 2012, they re-released it in 3D because in September 2011, they re-released the 3D of The Lion King. It was very successful, so they decided to release the 3D re-release of this, and it helped make more money. So overall, it helped push the grossing to worldwide to over 425 million. And at the time, it got hailed for a lot of awards and stuff. It became the first animated film ever to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. It won the Golden Globe for Best Picture, Musical or Comedy. It deserves, but it didn't win. It didn't win for the first Oscar for Best Anime. It didn't win that for Best Picture, but it was the first animated film ever to be nominated. But it did win. It did win the Oscar for Best Original Score and Best Original Song, which it deserves because the score is memorable and phenomenal, as well as the song as well, which is one of the most memorable Disney songs there is, and especially it won for the best song because it was sung by Peabo Bryson and Celine Dion, which is also another memorable song. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, the score by Alan Menken, memorable. So, and as well as the song "Beauty and the Beast," both sang in the movie, and as for the two, for Celine Dion and Paige O'Hara. The animation, well, top notch. I can just praise this all I could, you know. So, but I'll say everyone knows the story. And also mainly because of this, how it was praised so much. Eventually, like it was selected for the preservation of the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or what was it? I forgot how the word is called. Significant. It deserves that because it's one of them, and just the look of this indicates is how it's one of the most beloved Walt Disney anime films of all time, and classic, and memorable, in every which way. Um, and this is a platinum 2-disc edition. Um, the 2-disc has the second disc actually has 3 enchanted versions of the film. The music video by Celine Dion and Paige O'Hara. Never before released behind the scenes footage filled with all new exciting games and much more. So yeah, and it also helped. It was released. It also released a direct to video. Well, 2 direct to video those. One I remember from was Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas. I think it was set between. It was set like before the ending of the movie. Where I remember there was the villain was the organ that was voiced by Tim Curry. And the other one was Belle's Magical World, which I have not seen. But I remember the Enchanted Christmas one. But how the story goes. If anyone who does not know, just in case of, but I'm sure everyone knows the story. It opens up with the narrator talking about in this kingdom there was a young prince. He was a selfish, spoiled prince, and he turns down shelter for this old lady. Though he gives her the enchanted rose. Basically throws her out, but it was really enough in disguise. It was a beautiful enchantress. He tries to forgive him, but it was too late, so he cursed him, transforming into this beast, as well as the staff of the kingdom to the objects that we know. And then left him the magic mirror and the enchanted rose, until the last petal falls on his 21st birthday. But if he has failed to find true love by then, he stays that way forever, and he has to break the curse before that happens. And then, so it's years later. We introduce Belle, who she's like an unusual type of girl because unlike all the other people, then you get the memorable songs. What were the songs? Of course, I've been not switching for Be Our Guest though, but there's Gaston, there's Human Again. It's about Belle. So like the villagers are singing about her, and she likes to read books. And Gaston, who's this big, huge macho guy who wants to marry Belle, even though she says no, he's still determined. And with his little sidekick LeFou, and even though he's still determined to marry her, even though all the other girls like him because he's so handsome. But Belle has no interest, but he still wants to marry her. And she goes to see her father, Maurice, who's an inventor. He's invented this thing, this gizmo. I guess best like the thing that's to chop wood with an axe. And he was gonna take it to some kind of convention, I think it was. So he goes out there during the time when he's out there. He gets lost and he loses the horse and eventually wanders to the castle for shelter. And he's greeted by our Mrs. Potts Lumiere, and Cogsworth, Chip, and the dog, which is like a foot thing for you. We sit down. There's like a thing where you put your feet on, which is the dog. And even Cogsworth, oh, the master would not like this, but they're giving him comfort. But the Beast comes in, scares him, locks him in the dungeon. And Belle wondering about his father, what happened to her father, because the horse comes back. So she decides to go over to the castle. Well, before that, because Gaston has attempted to marry her, but that fails, of course. But after that, she goes to the castle. Eventually finds her father. The Beast comes in, and he says, "No, he's my prisoner." And then she volunteers that I'll take his place if you let him go. And the Beast is like, "You would willing to take your father's place?" So he says, "I'll let him go, but if you promise to stay here forever." So she does, even though she does not like it though, but she does though. Sets her father free, takes this thing that it was like a car thing, takes him to the village. But even though by the time he gets to the village, he tells everybody, Gaston is there, Belle's trapped at this castle with this beast. Everyone just laughs at him because everyone thinks he's a kooky old man, or dumb, or whatever, insane. He's insane, whatever. So the Beast, because he's trying to, the Lumiere and the others are trying to say, oh, because there's a girl here, the problem is she's the one to help break the spell, and they're trying to tell him, he's asking, what do I say to her? So even though he's trying to be nice, but her stubbornness, is like, because it gets him mad. Even though he walks into this room and he says, oh, he invites him to dinner, but she refuses to come, and he loses his temper. But of course, when she sneaks out of the room, of course we get the memorable famous scene of this, and especially the song "Be Our Guest." Like, oh, be our guest, be our guest. And then after that, when least another, she wanders into the West Wing, which the Beast said was forbidden to go to, because that's where the enchanted flower is. Of course, when you get the memorable moment where she looks at the flower, the Beast is there and scares her. When she runs away, she's out in the snow and she gets attacked by the wolves. The Beast goes in there, fends them off, but he gets clawed. So they take it. He passes out. She takes him back to the castle, tends to the injuries, and it's like, stop it! Hold still. This would never happen if you never ran away. This wouldn't happen if you didn't frighten me. Well, this wouldn't have happened if you didn't go into the West Wing. So, and by that time, as the progress is going, they start bonding. Him being very nice, like in the more where, like in the fun scene in the snow, like we get that memorable song, like, well, I have not seen that before. Like they have a little snowball fight, and him trying to feed the birds. Him eating. He's like eating like this, like a beast, and like Belle looks at him like he hasn't been taken to eat properly. The film just brings a big smile to my face, because grew up like this, watching all the classic Disney films back in the 90s. You just get that. If you grew up with it, you get that feel that it was how Disney was back in the 90s and the 80s, and including the old ones. That these are just classic Disney movies. Love the Lion King. I reviewed that. That's a masterpiece. So is this film. This film is another Disney masterpiece. One of the best. So, and how the Beast, how it tends to be nice, how he gives what he wants. Like he shows her the library, and she's like, "Oh, wow, I've never seen so many books in my life." Like, do you like it? So yeah, she's very pleased with that, and then they get the song where Lumiere, Cosworth, and all the others. They sing the song "One of Being Human Again," and then you get them, and then get of course everyone knows the best part of the movies with the famous scene when they decided to do the dance in the ballroom. Mrs. Potts saying "Beauty and the Beast." The animation where White shots the ballroom, it shows them dancing. The very famous scene in the whole movie. Beauty and the Beast. This time drinking a bottled Mountain Dew. This time, I'm just changing things up, like drinking a bottled Coke, now bottled Mountain Dew. So yeah, I know I definitely understand. I'm sure a lot of people know that's the best, like the famous scene in that movie is the ballroom dance. And after that, he shows her the magic mirror and saying what happened to her father. She sees him lying down in the snow. So, because also she misses her, so he sees the magic mirror, and then he sees him lying in the woods. I think he was, I'm sure, because it's so cold, it makes him die, because especially he's old as well. So, he tells her to keep the mirror as well, and she goes to her father. And while this time, Gaston is making a deal with this guy, because he knows that because Belle will do anything for her father. So when they both come back, he's gonna have him put away in an insane asylum, and Belle willing to do that if she marries him. Otherwise, he won't be in the insane asylum. And LeFou is supposed to wait there where they were at the house until they come back. When they do, Gaston and like all the villagers are there to take him away. Belle shows because about the beast thing that doesn't exist. She shows him the magic mirror, and and Gaston is like, we should kill the beast, and all the villagers, they start storming toward the castle, and Belle and Maurice are locked in the cellar. And while this time, Chip has snuck away from them and rescues them by activating Maurice's contraption to get them out of there. And the staff of the castle, you see the villagers coming, so they prepare themselves as they barge in. They're all high on plant side in the hallway, and Maurice goes, "Attack!" And all the furniture and stuff, they all start attacking them. Mrs. Potts and all the little teacups, they start pouring the hot tea, whatever, and the dresser, not the dresser, what's the thing? Not the closet, but also the dresser, but it's not though. But it takes one villager, brings it into her behind the door, and makes him come out with wearing all this women's clothing, or where LeFou comes towards Lumiere with a bigger torch, and Cosworth comes in with a pair of scissors and nips him in the butt. He's like, "Wow!" It's just fun to watch. And Gaston goes after the beast, and while the rest of the staff chases all the villagers away, the beast is now not willing to fight, but Gaston gets him with an arrow, tackles him out the window, and it's like, you think Belle would fall in love with a beast while she can have a guy like me? And Beast gets the upper hand. He holds him off the ledge. He's like, "No, you wouldn't do this," but he knows that it wouldn't do any good. So he lets him go, and she sees Belle up there, so he climbs towards her. He's like, "You came back." And that time, Gaston stabs him in the back, and then which leads him to fall to his death all the way down into the the ravine, whatever. And of course, if you freeze the point where it's close to his eyes, you see skull and crossbones in his eyes, knowing that he's dead there. if you freeze frame it though. But yeah, and the way he screams like ah, so he falls all the way down to his death, and um, and yeah, the beast as he's dying, it's like maybe it's better this way, and Belle says that she loves him, and as the last petal falls, then because she says that she says she loves him before the last petal falls, which means the curse has been broken. The beast comes back into his normal form, as the rest of the staff. So, and I'll also say beast because I don't know what his name was. Says he's very happy, and now they married. They're dancing in the ballroom with everyone. The whole staff is back to the human form, and and it ends with the song "Beauty and the Beast" playing as the stainless steel the multicolored glass shows how the film ends. So I love this movie to death, and it's definitely one of my favorite Disney films of all time. For the traditionally animated ones, of course. Next to like The Lion King, Tarzan, even the Little Mermaid. Just so many other classic Disney films, especially with the old ones like Dumbo, The Jungle Book, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and mostly all the rest of them. But mostly everyone knows about the whole story, how all this classic fairy tales came to be. Memorable characters, memorable songs, score, the memorable animations, the scenes, just everything makes how this film is such a masterpiece, a Disney classic masterpiece, just like The Lion King, which I've already said before, but I love this movie, and this film will always, especially for me that grew up with these movies as a kid, especially in the 90s. These films like these will always remain close in the hearts of all the young people like me that grew up in the 90s. Or even before, but it's a memorable Disney film. It's a masterpiece. I love it, and will I get the same feel? Will I get the same feel when I see the 2017 film? No, because it's these old films from the you get you feel the magic, basically the Disney magic. They may try to attempt to do that when they do the live action remakes though, but you don't get that feel though. It's good. They're good visually. Because the technology is much better, and they try to. Yeah, of course, everything is mostly CG though, because with bigger budgets though. But you don't get the magic feel to it with these animated films. You don't. I may like the 2017 film, the 2017 film though, but this film is still miles and miles ahead of this when that film comes out though. This film captures the Disney magic, and even my dad, says it's one of his favorite Disney films of all time as well, because he remembers watching this, and even says it's one of his favorite Disney films of all time, and especially for a lot of people, it's because the story is memorable, the animation, the characters, song, score, everything is memorable about this, and it'll always forever remain a masterpiece, along with all the classic ones from the 80s and the 90s, and of course from the old days as well. And I'm very glad I'm happy to own this, because I still have it. I still have this on the old VHS as well, and I'll keep the VHS because for how memorable it is. Like I do have all the other, for mostly of the other Disney films as well. So, but yeah, one more. This is it's a it's not a long review though, but because everyone knows the story of Beauty and the Beast, everyone knows about it. But for my, for me, for a proper 25th anniversary and / Thanksgiving movie review, it deserves to be talked about. But hopefully, if people have not seen this, I don't know where people have living under a rock where they've been, but if they haven't seen this film before the live action remake comes out, but I'm sure, but I wouldn't no need for that because I'm sure mostly everybody has seen this. But yeah, it's a masterpiece. What more can I say? So yeah, this is my 25th anniversary movie review of the classic Disney masterpiece, Beauty and the Beast. I'm not just keeping repeating myself, but if it's a film that I absolutely love to death, it's worth saying. It's worth saying a lot. I love it. It's a masterpiece, and it deserved to win the Golden Globe. But I wish it would have won the first time for an animated film to win for Oscar for Best Picture. It's just how great a movie is when it's the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture. It deserves to win for Best Score, Original Score, and Best Song as well. It deserves that. The voice cast, especially for the we'll quickly get the voice cast. Paige O'Hara as Belle, Robby Benson as the Beast, Richard White as Gaston, Jerry Orbach as Lumiere, David Ogden Stiers as Cosworth, Angela Lansbury, Mrs. Potts. Everyone did phenomenal voice work. Always enjoy the score. Always enjoy the song, especially the title song "Beauty and the Beast," especially the one sung by Celine Dion and Peabo Bryson. So yeah, everything is memorable and deserves to be a masterpiece. I'm saying, I know, keep on saying it again, but why not? I'm sure a lot of people will say it is a Disney masterpiece. So yeah, I'm stopping right here because I'm overpraising it though, but everyone knows about the story, and I'm sure that a lot of people agree that it is a classic, and it'll always live on as a classic. So yeah, that's my one last time. This is my 25th anniversary movie review of Beauty and the Beast. I just cannot believe it's been 25 years. I just can't believe it. But yeah, Thanksgiving movie review as well. But 25th anniversary deserves. Thanks, put this down for a second. So yeah, so I can hold in this hand. Yeah, but that I'm just pausing because I was about to say the same thing over and over again. Masterpiece. But that's my 25th anniversary movie review of Beauty and the Beast. Thanks for watching. I hope and wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Good time with the families. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. And like I said, masterpiece. Later.